Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to take a deeper look today at the Olympus OMD EM1 Mark II. I did a video earlier with some photographs from the Olympus 75-300 lens, not a pro lens, not weather sealed. It's very basic and affordable zoom lens, but has a fantastic zoom range. Obviously full frame, it goes from 150 to 600, so similar to the old Sigma lens that I used to have years ago that did a lot of wildlife photography with, but about a third of the size. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. Is it worth giving up a little bit of quality for some more portability? Of course, being micro four thirds, you've got the portability here. So this morning, and the reason I'm doing this now, this is December 28th, it's just past Christmas, and I have just a couple of days left to decide whether or not to return this lens. I bought it on eBay, and I get a lot of soft pictures with it, but once they're run through some processing software, being DxO Pure Raw, and then sometimes I'll run it through Topaz Photo, which is the newer version of Topaz Sharpen, or Sharpen AI, or whatever they used to call it. But it does a pretty good job of sharpening it. So we're going to look at some comparisons today on the screen, and you're going to help me decide if I'm going to keep this lens or not. It was about $300, give or take. So it's a affordable zoom lens. Let's go over to the computer screen and take a look here. All right, these are raw files that I took with this camera and lens combination just a little bit ago. It's raining outside, so that's why I'm doing a video inside today. And this lens isn't weather sealed, even though the camera is. And I'm recording the video today on the EM1 Mark II to give you a little video sample of it as well. I'm actually quite impressed with the video capabilities of it. Regardless, here is a picture of a evergreen tree in my backyard with the raindrops on it. Is steady rain today. It's warm, but it's raining. I'm going to brighten it up just a little bit. This is a raw file, so you can see the noise. You can see I'm going to actually pinch in and zoom in a little bit more. The softness, it's not super sharp when you pixel peep. I don't think you can expect that with this lens, but I'm going to ask for your thoughts on that as well, because I'm really mixed on whether or not I want to keep this. Here's another raw image. I'll just brighten it up as well because I had to go. This was all shot in, I did 1/640th of a second for a shutter speed since I'm at 300 millimeters in focal length. I put it in shutter priority, let the camera choose the aperture and the ISO, and the aperture was shot at f6.7, ISO 1600, so that's where some of the noise is coming from. Let's zoom in on this one a little bit, and you can see the noise, but the softness isn't there as much on this one. You can see that raindrop at the bottom of the light there. Let's go to this next one. This is the same tree as earlier, but zoomed out a little bit. Looks better zoomed out. This is at 75 millimeters, so the bottom end, the wide end of this lens, it's a lot sharper, noticeably sharper at that end, but you buy it for the 300 end, right? And here's one more raw one of a security camera outside. This is shot at 300 millimeters, f7.1, 3200 ISO. And I left everything at 1/640th of a second on the shutter speed. A little bit of softness, a little bit of noise, but then let's jump over into the ones that I processed, the versions that I processed. So this is a JPEG right out of the camera, but I did run it through Topaz Sharpen as well. The noise is still there. Topaz didn't get rid of the noise very well on this one. This is the same photo, but the raw version after being run through DxO Pure Raw and Topaz Photo. And I'm going to brighten this one up a little bit as well because I'd like you to be able to see. I'm actually pretty impressed with the noise reduction on this and the sharpness. Again, pixel peeping, it's a $300 lens. It's a variable aperture lens, not super fast, but not terrible on those raindrops. I think once we process this a little bit in Lightroom, I think it'll look fine. Back to a JPEG of this light bulb on the fence. This is processed in Topaz. And then let's go to the raw version of that, which was processed in Topaz and DxO. Lighten it up a little bit. Decent sharpness. Not perfect. I'm going to skip the JPEGs and just go through the RAWs here. Here's the raw, the tree shot at 75 millimeters. Let me make sure I've got the right photo here. Yes, this is the raw file processed through Topaz and DxO Pure Raw. Again, not terrible at all at 75 millimeters. But if I wanted just a 75 millimeter lens, I would buy a 75 millimeter lens. And then let's go over to the last one here. This is the security camera photo, the raw version, but processed through DxO and Topaz. Zoom in a little bit there. Nice and sharp. That's a really good shot. Again, 300 millimeters, f7.1, ISO 3200. And all of them were shot at 1/640th of a second. So I go back and forth with this lens. I mean, if we, let's take this photo here. Let's just do some editing on it. I know this is a boring photo of a security camera, but it gives us an idea. I didn't have to go out in the rain to get it. Let's go over to some of my presets here, and let's go to like one of my basic ones. Favorites list. Jason Basic is kind of one of my starting points, so let's load that up. And then we'll brighten it up a little bit. Maybe add a little warmth. It's kind of green. Go over toward magenta just a little bit. It's kind of contrasty. Maybe take a little bit of the contrast out. And certainly doesn't need sharpened in Lightroom because we sharpened it in Topaz. And leave a little bit of noise reduction in there. Let's zoom in on that and see what it looks like. I mean, it's acceptable. It wouldn't pass for stock photography. Got some fringing around the light there. Let's see if, yeah. Shut that off. So when you zoom back out, it doesn't look terrible. What are your thoughts on this? I know there's photographers watching this, and probably some with much more experience than I have. Is this lens worth $300 and some dollars? Or should I send it back, get my money back, and just save up and shell out for like a $100 to $400 or something like that? So that's kind of where I'm at. I was hoping to, like I said, enlist your help with this. If you would leave a comment down below, let me know your thoughts on the quality of this setup, if it's worth it, and if I should just get rid of the lens and, like I said, save up for a better quality one. I know the 100 to 400 is heavier, so you lose the portability of this thing, which weighs, you know, it's light as a feather. So it's give and take in photography. Let me know your thoughts. Appreciate you watching, and I appreciate any input you have that will help me make this decision over the next couple of days. And appreciate you watching. We'll see you on the next video. Thank you.